hard, play hard, cause you gotta have fun. Fast cars, bad broad, so you gotta get fun. Smoke, throw, YOLO, cause you only live once, right? But what happens after death, huh? What you gonna do if descendant angels come to take you to a luminous escalator in the horizon, leading to heaven's gates? But St. Peter says you don't have a reservation. You used to have a respected name, but the only way to a ticket depends on faith. And now you struggle to come up with an explanation, but it is too late. You should have yesterday, but you were busy investing in elegant jackets, and now they send you to the basement of infinite anguish. But I'm not here to criticize secular habits, homie, I just wanna ask a hypothetical question.
If heaven was a mile away, would your credit card unlock the gates? Would your connections help decide your fate? Would your status satisfy the saints? Imagine that. If heaven was a mile away, would your credit card unlock the gates? Would your connections help decide your fate? Would your status satisfy the saints? Imagine that.
Status, fortune, fame, Benzes and pearls, instant gratification, just the ways of the world. Yeah, with all this pressure we can help it. More following than leaders, say your recipes Mandela. What if heaven was at the nearest exit? The angels that protect you could care less about your Lexus. Your Rolex won't give you the time back. Gain the world but lose your soul. Life is empty without that. More to this life than winning trophies and ice. Always count your blessings cause it could be over tonight. Lacking interaction, talking to turn to tapping. Trapped in digital prison, really. Queens wanna be the baddest, shit is getting scary. Love, what's gonna happen when that beauty fades? Yeah, and circumstances take you to the gates. What if heaven was a mile away?
If heaven was a mile away, would your credit card unlock the gates? Would your connections help decide your fate? Would your status satisfy the saints? Imagine that. If heaven was a mile away, would your credit card unlock the gates? Would your connections help decide your fate? Would your status satisfy the saints? Imagine that.
Even if there isn't a paradise, even if there's nothing like a miserable afterlife, would you still be motivated to sacrifice?
Would you strive to be a positive paradigm?
An old man told me about life experience. I asked him if he had any big regrets. He said,
living life flying on business trips. I should've spent way more time with the wife and kids. It's like the world going insane over the pay.
Besides your word, you cannot take it to the grave.
And life is short cause heaven ain't too far away.
So find a purpose and an aim that won't decay.
People usually get caught up in who they are.
You can be a barber, hustler, lawyer, a movie star, but where does a soul go when you turn into a corpse? But don't be too appalled, cause it's just food for thought.
If heaven was a mile away, would your credit card unlock the gates? Would your connections help decide your fate? Would your status satisfy the saints? Imagine that. If heaven was a mile away, would your credit card unlock the gates? Would your connections help decide your fate? Would your status satisfy the saints? Imagine that.